So let's talk about, there's something called circle of targeting that I talk about when it comes to picking your targeting. I believe very firmly that, yes, I know, we eventually want our ads to go big, and we want to be able to spend thousands a day and make tons of money. But when we first start, let's make $50 work. Let's make $100 work. So what I like to do is I'm going to start in the middle here, and I call this the hot audience. All right, so play along with me and just assume you've been in business for some time, and maybe a year or whatever. Hot audience is customers, past customers that have bought stuff, okay? People that have attended my events, right? Not just this one, but other events that we've run. People that recently visited one of my websites within the last 48 hours. Someone that spent at least X amount of time on one of my blog pages. These are people that probably have absorbed enough about me that they really sat and thought about me, and recently, in recent time. That's what we call a hot audience, okay? Maybe they just bought my book yesterday. If someone just bought Circle of Profit or my new book a couple of days before, and they may have just opened it, there's a lot of Anik Singal going on in their life at that time, hopefully. That's and they're in that buying mode. The endorphin rush is going on. They're excited. That's a perfect time to say, hey, you want some more? You know? That's why upsells work so well, right? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but we talked about this the last session we did. Do you know it's scientifically proven that people love to buy things? It actually creates an endorphin rush in our minds. So when we are buying, when we're in the process of buying, that is when you ask someone, hey, you want another one? You want some more? Like, it's only like more money, but hey, come on, you want some more? And people will buy it. So there was this old story that I heard once, and it taught me so much from a psychology standpoint about marketing. And what they said was, so let's imagine you're in a store, okay? And in this store, they sell fancy briefcases, okay? You're alone. You're the only person in that store. You're the salesperson that's working that store. Two people walk in at the exact same time, okay? One person has got an old, raggedy, beat-up briefcase. Man, they need a new one bad. The other person has a really nice one. It's just a year old. You recognize the model. It's from your store. It's just a year old. Who do you talk to first? Yeah, well, now that I told you all that stuff beforehand, you know it, right? At first, I was like, of course, the raggedy guy. No, that guy's already shown you he doesn't care. He's probably just with his other buddy looking around. The guy with the nice one, you go up to him and say, you know, you're out of date. Cool kids don't wear that one anymore. We got this new shiny one. And that person says, oh, I got to be cool. So hot audiences. You always start an ad with hot audiences and give it the most chance of winning. Here's why. Facebook will record data about your ad early on. So if I show my ad to the hottest audiences, guess what I have? Higher click-through rates, more percentage of the video being watched, more people landing on the landing page and taking action. Because remember, Facebook will track how many people stay on my page, how many people become leads, how many people become customers. So Facebook says, and what Facebook does is, because in the end it is a robot, it can't study my mind, it doesn't know that I'm tricking it by doing my circle of targeting. It says, whoa, this must be a good ad. So it gives it good reputation. All right? So then, let's say we do $100, $200, $300 a day. It's working. We say, hey, I want to scale to the next level. All right. So we're going to go to the next level, and I call that warm. All right. So what's warm? Someone that's on my email list. Someone that's been to my website within the last 30 days. Someone that's bought my products within the last 1 year. Someone that follows Anik Singal on Facebook, right? Someone that's visited some of my pages in the last few weeks. That's warm. They're going to at least know who I am or whatever. Maybe like I'll stop them a little bit. They may not be in that Anik Singal zone right now, but they're going to be, they know who I am. So hopefully they're more likely to stick around and see what I have to say. All right? So that gets into warm. Notice how both of these I'm still playing in custom audiences. I haven't really started to do targeting yet. Now you can, in warm, you can start to do some targeting. Like, I'm fortunate enough that Facebook thinks I'm important enough that my name is actually a keyword on Facebook. Right? That is actually like an honor amongst marketers. We brag about it. So I'll be hanging out with some of my friends. I'm like, yeah, well, Facebook does, you're not a keyword on Facebook. So, I am. So, I could target that keyword, right? And I have friends that will target it, right? They're selling products to internet marketers and they'll go right after and target. So that could be warm. Because, for example, how many of you heard of Fred Lamb? Right? A lot of people who know me, and you'll have heard of Fred Lamb. Why? Because I promote the crap out of the guy. So for Fred to do an ad and target Anik Singal followers is still probably a warm audience, arguably. Because a lot of people who follow Anik would know who Fred is. Does that make sense? Yeah? All right. So now we start, and we go a little bit further out. And so we're always going to grow this way, okay? So now we do what I call lukewarm. So now is when I'm going to start attempting the keywords. But I'm not going to go after keywords like weight loss. I'm going to go after like a magazine, a specific fitness coach. I'm going to go after a specific company like Blue Apron and create ads that are very targeted to that person. But I'm going to go a little bit wider, start getting more behind keywords and things of that sort. And after that is when I'll go to what we call cold. Cold is when I start to get adventurous. Cold is when I say, you know what? It's time to introduce the Lurn Center to people that have never had any exposure to the Lurn brand at all and that are into digital marketing. They like digital marketing. I'm going to convince them to get in here. So, yes, I might pay more money for them, but I'm going to expand my market, right? Hopefully they'll go tell 3 other people when they leave about, hey, there's this cool place, Lurn, you should come with me. And eventually maybe I paid $30 for their registrations, but it'll be worth a lot to me in the future. So I start to go cold. And then there's one more level, which is no target. That's when you are, that takes some kahunas to do. Can you imagine telling Facebook, here's a $1,000 a day budget. Go for it. Anyone, it's fine. Whoever you think. But Facebook loves it. But you can only do this once your pixel has been matured quite a bit. Right? So the biggest thing I can teach you about scaling is, bam, go from hot out. A lot of people don't start this way. A lot of people will start an ad and they go straight for cold or lukewarm. And you're actually giving your ad, you're actually handicapping your ad from the beginning. All right? So that is scaling. The other thing I want to talk about with scaling is master retargeting. A lot of people ignore retargeting because they say, retargeting, if I'm getting 100 clicks a day, what's that really worth to me? That means my retargeting audience is building 100 clicks per. Guys, click-through rates on ads will go from, so let's say I'm doing a regular lukewarm ad. I might be at a 1.5% click-through rate. You go into retargeting and click-through rate go to 10% sometimes. You are missing out on massive savings. And you know what happens? When someone lands on even the best lead page, opt-in page, from Facebook, you're talking 25, 30, 35% conversion max. What does that mean? 65, 70, 75% just left. But they know who you are. They thought about your offer. They literally sat and said, is that free offer really worth my email address? Whatever. I got something else to do right now. But imagine going back to them and saying, hey, look at what hey, let me show you what Sally has to say about that free report you skip. And Sally's like, dude, changed my life. And that person's like, wow, okay. You're missing out on gold when you don't do retargeting. And actually, what's happening is, imagine the wider you go, and then not just that, think about it this way. You might be doing other traffic strategies. We're going to talk about social media, search engine optimization, blogging. There's so many things you could be doing to get traffic. Now imagine they came to your website from Google through a search engine on your blog post, but then they see an ad of you the next time they go to Facebook. So you got to master retargeting. That's a big part of scaling.